I gotta look up there.
Hey guys, welcome to. We just went live. Okay, down here. So we got this. If anybody's up, guys, this is Texas Treasure. This is our. Oh, here we go. This is our first roundtable. Plan on doing weekly live chats where we just discuss reselling. Here we go. So I can also see here.
Yeah. There's one, right? Two.
Oh, okay. We got two people viewing. Welcome to the channel, guys. This is Texas Treasure. I'm a reseller. Love finding things at garage sales, thrift stores, estate sales, storage units, and selling them for profit online at eBay, Poshmark, and other places. It's my friend Clay, aka
Eclectic Elephant with an F, also on YouTube and eBay at Eclectic Elephant. So feel free to check those out, please.
Yeah, subscribe. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to our channels, please hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button. Help us out. And feel free to comment, ask questions, and jump in the conversation. I'm celebrating a small little milestone. I finally hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. I know that isn't very many.
I think it's big, though, because I have 4. So, whatever. I think 100's it's a good jumping point, I feel like a springboard. That's it.
So I figured we'd start our first live format. Well, it's a little rough at the beginning, but we're gonna go ahead and get straight into it, I guess.
Yeah.
With all two viewers.
We're here.
Okay.
Thanks for watching, whoever you are. Tell us who you are.
Yeah.
How we know you, or if we know you.
Okay. Well, I guess let's get started. Let's talk about our reselling background. Clay, you want to give everybody your reselling background?
Yeah, so I'm in this because he's in this. So we know each other through teaching. We've been at the same school now for this is year 13, and he was one of the first people I met. Always liked him. We'd talk every now and then. Sometimes it'd go months, but a couple of years ago, when he had just started, we were in a new wing together. We never really had rooms by each other in the portables, or he's inside, whatever. And so we started talking. He was like, "Oh, I'm selling these rings online, and I'm killing it." And then last year, I just happened to see him more. He'd be going up the stairs right by my classroom, and I'd ask him more questions, and more and more. And so finally in the spring, as I'm thinking, okay, I love working with the kids, but I'm wanting an escape plan kind of, and go back to volunteering with kids. I'm like, I had a couple ideas, and my cousin, when my channel was called Yoga Runner, she's the yoga part, I'm the runner. And so we had a couple ideas, but then she was like, well, let's talk to Brian. So we all went to lunch, and he showed us, we went garage sailing with him, and we picked up, or he bought it was like a $2 VCR.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We'll talk about this later in the video. I still haven't listed it yet, but it's gonna sell for it's gonna sell for 40. I don't know. Death piles. We will talk about that. And yeah, you see the look. That's like, God, I almost want to unclip and leave. I feel ashamed.
That VCR is worth about $60.
60. Okay, so he got me in, and then we started going to some garage sales a few times this summer. Yeah. I drove down here, and we just he showed me these different apps. One's a link to Craigslist. We can talk about all that. And he showed me, and I started buying, but I wasn't listing. And then in the fall, school started, and there's some family stuff. So I just kind of kept buying, and finally have gotten listed. Not like he is, but I'm trying to chip away, set up, procedures, but I'm in it because of him, and it's fun. And now we become I don't know, he's one of my best friends now. We text, I joke, we text all the time. Besides my cousin, she's like my sister. I text him we probably text 40 times a day or something. Mostly about this and life. But
okay. So yeah, and like what Clay said, I've been reselling for about 3 years now. I was on eBay in 2016, was doing really well, and then some things happened. And I kind of got away from reselling. I got back into it in May 2017 on Poshmark, and I've been reselling for about 2 or 3 years now. And I've kind of evolved from garage sales, thrift stores, and now I'm doing storage unit auctions, and those are a blast. And we have some videos in our other playlists where you can see some of that stuff. All right, so let's talk about sales. Okay, Clay.
Yeah.
What's your? We'll call this Bolo Buzz. The Bolo Buzz. What's the best sale you've had in the past week or so?
Well, this week, like I say, I only have 46 listings, which is okay. No, sorry. I've had 46 sales since November. I have 166 listings. This week, the best was a Dell mini cam projector that my cousin had. So we're splitting the money basically on that. So it's a great source for sourcing because she's given me several things and it sold for $198 and the cost was $0. So I'll take out the amount for taxes and split or give her 60% or whatever. So it's still, you know, I mean, it was $0 for me. So it's just good income.
It kind of sounds like that's a consignment model where, you know, people bring you your stuff because a lot of people aren't willing to put the time, the effort to take pictures, to list it, to ship it. So if you can run a consignment model where people bring you the stuff and you get a cut, in this case, what was it, about 50%?
Yeah.
And that works well, especially if you have an established selling record. So that's definitely a nice Bolo Buzz.
Yeah.
Right? Nice sell, nice profit. For me, I think the past week, my sell of the week was a pair of cowboy boots. I think they were Justin's slip-on, sold for $97 on Poshmark. I paid three. I think I picked them up at a garage sale, probably the summer and the fall. You know, Poshmark takes their 20% cut, but it was a really nice profit. And I think my best all time, by the way, guys, in the comment, if you're a reseller, comment and tell us what's your best flip of the week or all time. My best flip all time was last year. I was doing some arbitrage. I was on OfferUp, right? And here's a little tip for you. Here's a little secret. Y'all ready for this? Are they ready, Clay? I don't know if they're ready.
Some people probably are because maybe some viewers don't know anything about all this. So they're like, arbitrage, what the heck is that?
All right. Well, let me tell you this. The thing I sold for $1,300, and I paid $100 for it. And I've actually done this twice. Matter of fact, now I think about it, I need to get back
medical.
Yeah, it's in the medical field.
Yeah, I can't think. He told me. I'm trying to picture what it was.
Yeah, well, one was, it's called the vest, and it's like a medical device where it straps around your chest, and there's a hose. Oh, we got a first comment. Hi, Rubik's Cube Mike. How you doing? Appreciate you joining the chat.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks for the comment, and we appreciate it. Anyway, this vest, and I had all the paperwork for it, right? And you can see, like, this vest costs like, I don't know, $10,000.
Oh my God.
Brand new. It's insane, right? It's like for people, and I don't know, I'm no doctor.
But
they have like some, lung issues, and it like shakes up the mucus, and it helps them breathe. Anyway, I picked it up for $100 on OfferUp, cash. A lady.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It was a lady's. It was a lady's mother, I guess, who passed away, which is sad, right? But she didn't need it, and obviously she didn't want to resell. And so I listed it on eBay, and within a week it sold for $1,300 plus like $99, $95 shipping. It was a big thing. And I've done that with a couple of pieces of medical equipment. Both of them have sold for over $1,000. So there's a tip. Look at your local markets. Look at Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, 5 Miles, Craigslist, and look through some of the medical equipment. People are just unloading this stuff, and a lot of them have model numbers. And just do your research. And that's a topic we'll talk about a lot. I'm a big proponent of research. See what they're selling for on eBay. So this is definitely a side hustle, or you can go full time, which we're trying to get there, where you can make really good money. You can pay off debt. You can travel. You can buy a swimming pool.
Yeah, not me.
I mean, Clay.
It's a great pool, so I'm glad he has done it. It's a very nice pool. The hot tub he has is great.
Yeah, it's good if you go running and have.
Yeah.
Well, we'll save the running talk for another time. But it's definitely a great side hustle. You can make some good money on it. So the Bolo Buzz for me for the week was a pair of Justin boots, and for Clay, a Dell printer.
Dell projector, mini projector. Yeah.
So very nice flips. All right.
Thank you to the 5 of you. Tell us who you are. As I said, I'm curious who's watching, even if you're kind of watching in the background. Is it someone, a friend of his, friend of mine? Is it one of his subscribers, new people? If you don't know anything about this and you're just watching because you know one of us, ask a question, like to help fill you in. You might not know some of these terms. I didn't know. There's still terms that
Bolo. By the way, if you don't know what Bolo means, be on the lookout, right? So there's certain things to be on the lookout for.
I had a friend, I texted and said, hey, we're doing this live deal. And she wrote back, is it MLM? I'm like, what's that? And she's like, Amway type deal. This is not, now I feel like when I text people, I should have said, it's not a pyramid at Amway. Some of my friends might not have watched because they're like going, he's just pushing Amway. Okay, products. But I was like, no, resale. No. Buy garage sales, thrift stores.
Yeah, no Amway. All right, so next topic. Let's talk about tools that we use to improve ourselves, right? There's a lot of tools out there, and it's Gank. Or your reseller. It's Gank. Gank. What is Gank?
Gank. I don't know. Yeah, Gank. I'm gonna write it down here.
You have to help us out.
Curious. Yeah, what?
It's Gabby. Oh, hi, Gabby. You know Gabby?
Gabby.
Friend of
Clay. Gabby. I feel stupid right now. Gabby.
Dang.
I'm blanking. Sorry, Gabby.
Okay. Well, hi, Gabby. Maybe
tell me more. Who? Gabby.
Anyway, there's certain tools you can use to improve your sales.
Sure.
And one of the ones that we both use, I told Clay about this, and he uses it a lot.
Big.
It'll really help you out, right? Because your pictures will help sell, right? You got to have good pictures. I recommend a light box. Well, if you have good natural lighting, you can shoot in that. But on those days, or if you don't have good natural lighting, get a good light box. I have a Havix light box, and I will, after the live broadcast, probably link below if you want to take a look at it. It's called Fotofuze, Fotofuze, and it's a software.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Gabby. Yeah, no, sorry, Gabby. Now I know. Emily, yeah, duh. Okay. Sorry. How's you doing, Gabby? I'll come over and we'll play video games. Yeah.
And it's a software so you take a picture and it allows you to get pure white backgrounds, and at least do that on your first listing. And when you use that, Google search will rank it higher, and it just makes your pictures look so much better. I didn't even
realize that part.
Yeah, Google wants the pure white
and there's a free version. That's what I'm using, the free. I still sometimes wonder if I'm paying for it or something, because it just, I don't know, it just feels like I should be paying because it's such a useful site. All you have to do is you can either take a picture in the app, right? So I'll take it in my light box, sort of. I bought, it's a smaller, I have like a 24 by 24, which is big actually, but not, shoes. And I even fit this long Titanic model and there's stuff, but like, you can take it in or upload a picture, and it takes, I don't know, it pops up, you just highlight with your finger. It's like you're painting, like an old paint program. Mm-hmm. You click finish and it whirls, and it's like fusing. And within like, you could do all of it in a minute, right? And then save it. And then I do that. Sometimes I forget on non-close, what they're called hard goods, non-close. As I'm doing the listing on eBay, I'll go to Fotofuze to do that first picture, upload it, and then I just take pictures in the eBay app or whatever.
Yeah.
But Fotofuze is huge.
Yeah, it gives you great pictures. Definitely will help your sales. Another great tool to improve your sales is a program called List Perfectly. Now, when it comes to reselling, one of the things that takes the longest is creating the listings, right? You got to top it out, add the pictures, the description, find out the good keywords, all that, and it's time consuming. But List Perfectly is a paid program, and it allows you basically one click to, it's a software program that will copy over your pictures, your descriptions, say from eBay, and you can transfer it to many other marketplaces. Like I do it with Poshmark, and there are some other selling platforms, Mercari, and some others. So the more platforms you're selling on, guess what? What's going to happen, Clay? The more
you're going to make more sales.
Faster.
I said, yeah, and faster, because so like, even though I just have 166 listings in a couple of months, like things okay, they're all on eBay, 2 are on Poshmark, 2 on OfferUp, or 1 on OfferUp, and like Mercari took them down for some reason. I've subscribed to List Perfect, but guess what? Haven't used it yet, stupidly. I know. See, the good thing, I get the kind of that disapproving dad look from him, but it does spur me on. So, and I'm about to have to use it. We'll get into this, some other storage talk later. I've got all these clothes, which like Poshmark, that's where I need to have it. So that 166, I'm not a math guy, teach history, but it's like, what, if I'm on 4 or 5 sites, it's 166.
Yeah.
And I'm probably just going to do the clothes on Poshmark and some things on like OfferUp. But that's still like 300 listings or 500 when it's just 166.
Well, and here's the thing, right? So eventually you're going to reach a point where you can only do so much. That's funny.
Thanks.
You can only do so much. So these tools like List Perfectly, it's like hiring someone, but you don't actually have to hire them, right? It's a VA, and by the way, I'm not a tax expert. I don't think Clay is either. You don't have a CPA.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a CPA,
but these are things that you can deduct because they're used for business, right? So you don't have to pay taxes. You don't. It's like having a virtual assistant in a way. So List Perfectly. List Perfectly. That's fun. List Perfectly is a great tool. All right, let's go on to our next tip to improve sales, and that is, Clay really loves this one.
Matey. Pirate ship.
Pirate ships.
Yeah.
Texas treasure loves pirate ships. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Smash that like button if you help us out.
Go to Eclectic Elephant, please. Too.
Yeah, Eclectic.
Remember, you hit the bell too, so you know when there's new videos.
Young Shakespeare.
Yeah. Ham. I like this. The name Ham.
Yeah.
Ham.
Yeah, that's an amazing name.
Right? Yeah.
Ham and eggs. But anyway, pirate ship. So, like when you're on eBay, right? A lot of people stress out, and I think that's part of the reason why Poshmark does so well with their sales, is it makes shipping easy. But eBay, it can be a little complicated. And not only that, the thing about pirate ship, it will import your shipping information from eBay, and they have this beautiful thing. I actually make money on shipping, and Clay does too now, using pirate ship. And we're not sponsors or anything, not with our little channel, but there's a cubic shipping option, right? It'll give you the option of selecting a box or a poly bag, a poly mailer, and you can go up to 12 inches by 15 inches, and anything you can stick in there, and you just put the weight. And like if you're doing a pair of pants or anything you put in a poly bag, it's going to save you several dollars compared to the rate you would get on eBay, especially using the cubic shipping. Like I usually, like on a pair of shoes, I'll charge typically $9.95 for a standard pair of shoes. And on pirate ship, like this morning, I sold and they were like $7.84 shipping. So I'm making a couple of dollars shipping on each pair of shoes. And the good thing about that is on eBay, we know returns. Returns are a part of business and they're going to happen. So that kind of gives me a buffer where I don't feel so bad when returns do come in. Sometimes you make even more. Didn't you make a whole bunch of money on shipping?
15, and I'm trying to think what the item was. It was a hard good. And I made $15 off of this because I wasn't screwing them. I typed in, because the way I try to box as I list now, so that I can weigh, put the item in a box, kind of pack it up and weigh it and measure it. So I put that on eBay so that I know the measurements. I do what they call calculated shipping. He's got good enough like you said, he some often will just charge a flat rate. But on Pirate Ship, you can do that. I mailed some small item in a box. I put it in a poly mailer. You went to Pirate Ship, so it's safe in the poly bag, but that even made it cheaper, made $3 or $4. So
Yeah,
on
a
most
box in a bag, if you can do that.
yeah.
Man, this is,
So there's a few things, and I only started, I don't know, like I've shipped, like I say, 46 things. I take that back. 2 were local sales, so 44. But on the last like 20, I've used it, but I probably made, I don't know, at least $2, $3, if not 4 or 5. Because I don't know, it just saves you money. It's worth it. Please do it, even if you're not a reseller. Go to pirateship.com. Free to get an account, and it's easy to use.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, and here's just some of the basic things, right? To help your sales. I mean, you've got to have good titles, guys. You've got to do your research. Oh, you know the one I forget. I didn't. Okay, here's another tip, guys. Sell Hound. Sell Hound.
Yeah.
Now, we were talking about saving money, saving time. Sell Hound is an app. It's a paid app. Like I do 150 subscriptions, 150 per month. And it comes out to like $1.44 each. And what you do is you take pictures of the items you're going to sell, if it's clothing or accessory related, and you submit it to Sellhound. This is the beautiful part, guys. It's going to save you time. They do the research with their big supercomputers and whatever the magic they're doing. And they will give you a rich title with all those keywords that will help your item be found when people are searching for it. They will write out the description, right? A very detailed subscription. And another good thing is they will give you a suggested selling price based on data of items like yours that have already sold, right? And then they will send it back to you. You look it over.
A day later.
Yeah, a day later. Comes
maybe more on the weekend, but it's worth it because it's another write-off.
Exactly.
I have a bunch of items on there to review, but like you said, they create the eBay listing for you, and then there's a button you just click, and it shares it to eBay. And then if you use List Perfect, then you go to List Perfect, and then you can go to the other platforms, or whatever. So it's well worth it. Hi Meat Whistle 57, funny name. Hi Mickey, that's my friend artist Mickey. And look here, this must pink girls on Poshmark love your channel. The pink girls on Poshmark. Huh. Are you a pink girl, Mickey? What is it? Who are the pink girls? I don't know. Yeah, he's big on Poshmark. Very big.
Yeah, I do pretty well on Poshmark, and on eBay I just hit top rater seller status this month, which is a big deal. I got the little ribbon and the little benefits, and the search shows up better. Yeah, so that's exciting. So anyway, Sellhound. Yeah, then they send it back to you. You review it, and it goes live, and then it syncs to your eBay, and they post it. So it speeds up your listings, where you can get a lot more listed, and you don't have to spend all the time researching the titles, the descriptions, which are time consuming. Before Sellhound, it was Sell Similar, but this is much better.
For clothes, it's clothes and like hats, right? Shoes, that sort of stuff.
Basically anything that goes on your body.
Yeah, So and he was selling for a couple of years, so he found it on someone on a YouTube, right? And then he told me like within Wade's Venture. So then he told me within probably that day or something. So then I started using it pretty quickly. For all everything that's a clothing item, I'm pretty much gonna send to them unless I'm gonna send. I mean, I can't think of any clothes that I haven't listed at this point. Maybe a couple pairs of shoes I got at Marshall's, but I feel like I even maybe send it to them because it's like they were brand new shoes, so I was just trying to double the money or whatever. But yeah, it's worth it for sure.
Yeah, so check out Sellhound. Sellhound and List Perfectly and Fotofuze. That's the big three. It's a game changer. All right, let's move on to our next topic. Let's talk Poshmark, since we brought up Poshmark, and I just released a video last weekend. how I made tips and tricks on how I made $5,000 last month on Poshmark and sales. So I'm not saying I'm the biggest posher out there, but I do pretty well.
I want to say, tell them it's in the video. Tell them what you've made in all these years on Poshmark.
No, we'll wait for it. There's gonna be one when I hit that big number.
Okay.
We're closing.
Yeah.
Six
He's
figures.
done well. And so watch that video if you want to get into it and learn, or just watch it. And then he also has another video, sorry to interrupt, that shows how to do the research to know. Well, I don't know if that's a topic. That could be next week. Never mind. The wholesale.
Yeah,
there's part of what he sells on Poshmark. You know.
All right. So Poshmark, here's some keys, right? Poshmark's different than eBay, right? A lot of eBay, you list it, and kind of forget it, even though I don't recommend that.
Yeah.
Once a day, I go through a percentage of my items. If they've been in the store for about a month, I'm gonna drop the price, tweak it, just get some activity on it. The eBay algorithm seems to like that. But Poshmark is really much more hands-off, right? Hands-on. The thing about Poshmark, it's like a combination of social media and a selling platform. There's a lot of sharing, a lot of liking, but out of all these things that you can do, the number one most important thing you can do, and this is what I tell everyone, is share your own closet. When you first get started, yes, share other people's closets, friend people or whatever.
Follow
all that noise.
You just sit there and click. And I've done that.
Yeah, it's a little time consuming, but share your closet, because the beautiful thing is when you share your closet, it takes your item and it puts it at the top of the search list. If somebody's searching for
Nike or vintage windbreakers like that I bought this on eBay, but I also looked on Posh and other things. So if you share it, this is going to pop up at the top, like you said.
Yeah.
And so then if it's at the top,
and every time
we all know you're more likely to see it.
It's going to pop back
or
up.
I'm more likely to click it. Sorry, that's what I
mean. So share your closet. I would say at least 3 times a day, right?
You want to tell them how you share now?
No,
Another next week?
No, yeah,
maybe. Okay.
And you can have other humans share your closet for you. You can pay them as long as it's a human. You can't use a bot. It's against Poshmark terms of service. But you can have, you could have your kid. You can say, hey, here's $10, share my closet for an hour,
Yeah,
however you want to do it.
I have a friend I might, once I finally have stuff, to throw some money at her, help her, because like if I'm at work, I forget during the day because most people try to share at like 4 or 5 times a day. And the bigger your closet, then it's going to take more time. So it's like, while we're at school teaching, I got lunch, but a lot of my classes, I'm too busy, obviously, so I can't share.
And and even by yourself, you can share it anytime. You can stand in line.
Yeah.
Share.
Yeah.
Anytime you got downtime, but share. And I mean, I share. Well, and the person that shares for me, it's about 4,000 times a day. But I average probably 10 sales a day on Poshmark, so it's well worth it. So share your closet. Okay. The other thing is, the cool thing about Poshmark, they have themed parties. Like they'll have one, what's it, 7, where we're at. They'll have one at 9 o'clock, and that's when most people are on. 9 o'clock Central, 8 Eastern. And if you're 10. Only going to share, was it 10?
10. Sorry.
Okay, my bad. Thank you. No, 10 Eastern.
Sounds like one of my students.
Gosh.
Okay. It's late. We've taught all week.
Share the last party of the day. That's when a lot of people are, they're sitting on the couch, they're laying in bed.
Yeah.
And the more you share it, and people will like it, which brings up another topic. When people like your items, you can send offers, right? You can send offers. You can send a 10% discount, a 20% discount, a 30% discount.
Discount on shipping, right? Don't you have to?
Well, yeah. If you do the likes to offers, yeah, you can do like a small discount on shipping, or you can do like free
$1. I always click the
smaller one,
the smaller off shipping, and then whatever the few things I've offered. Yeah.
And I do that twice a day myself. I do that in the morning. There's a certain time, and I do that in the evening around the 8, 9 o'clock time. It doesn't take very long to do, and every time I do that, I get sales. It's guaranteed. And the likes to offers, okay, that will definitely help get you some sales. And another thing that I do some wholesale a lot of wholesale fashion jewelry, and I'll list a lot of it about $20 each. But I do an offer to encourage people to buy in bulk. I do a 3 for 30. So if please, connection is unstable. Crap.
Can people see us? Comment below. We're not sure.
I love the internet connection here. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I think we had some technical difficulties. But anyway, I was talking about the bundles, and they can add 3 items into a bundle into their cart, and then I tell them send me an offer for $30 and I'll accept. Or sometimes they'll add them and they just forget about them, and I'll send the offer for 30. And several of my sales every day, penny back there. Several of my sales every day come from bundles. So if you're going to do jewelry, if you're going to go into the wholesale game, and here's a tip, guys, and Clay's kind of getting that. We're not going to say where we get it sourced from, but it's not hard to find. That jewelry sells well and it's good profit. We won't go into the specs, but it's
kind of, wouldn't you say a lot of, I mean, for you, meat and potatoes, right?
Yeah.
Type. I mean, for him, I feel like it is just, it's steady. I mean, it might go up and then, but like if there's a floor, it doesn't go below that much for him. I mean, it's, or whatever. So that's why in the future here, before summer, that's on my list to get into that, because, it's a good steady income. Right. It's not as much fun, maybe.
No, it's kind of boring.
But I mean, we need money.
Yeah, it's not like going into a storage unit.
Yeah.
And finding couches for Clay.
Yeah, check out his video. Me and my new little apartment.
We have fun with the storage units, but it's good money. It's a good baseline. All right, so those are some of the Poshmark. There's so much to it, and be consistent with everything you do. Be consistent. Come up with a consistent listing schedule, a sourcing schedule. We can talk about sourcing. We'll talk about sourcing later too. Actually, let's do that right now before we get into
sourcing.
Yeah, let's talk about sourcing. By the way, any resellers out there, comment below, where do you source at? What's your favorite place to source?
Or even if you're not a reseller, I'm betting, like my friend Mickey, if you're still watching, she's, to use my channel name, very eclectic. She's an artist, and she's super cool. Like, I guess in my head, like, you think of an artist, and she has all this cool stuff. In my head, I'm like, well, and have you ever been to Dolly Python? It's this cool place. So people have like little booths, kind of. Well, they're not there, but like they resell stuff. And so we went there, and she found some just cool things to use for art to make into different projects. So even just comment like that if you are not a reseller, but where do you go to find cool things that you want to use?
Yeah,
but sourcing.
Okay, so Claire, tell me about sourcing.
So as I said, when he told me first about Poshmark and how he gets his wholesale jewelry, but then he was also telling me about garage sales. So then we started hitting garage sales this summer, and he'd show me like how you do the research. We can talk about that another time. But at first, or this summer, we did a bunch of garage sales, and these few times I don't know, maybe we went like 5 or 6 times.
They're ridiculous.
Yeah, and I've gotten better at it. Like, he's in and out, and I've learned to spot stuff pretty good, whatever. Or when we go together, we're sourcing for ourselves, but then sometimes we'll alternate and be like, going, okay, these are good shoes, it's yours, or this, or we have a draft at the end. But garage sales, there's a ton, and as the weather gets better, wherever you live, there's just going to be a ton. We also Goodwill, Salvation Army.
Well, let's stay on garage sales.
Okay.
So with garage sales, right? When you go to garage sales, and we're in Texas, and so we can garage sell
year round,
right? Because the weather's typically warm. You got a couple different types of people, but most people are just wanting to get rid of stuff. We live in the wealthiest nation in the world, and we have too much stuff, and people want to get rid of their stuff to buy more stuff, right?
Yeah.
So you can find some cool stuff, and so they're just wanting to get rid of it. So if you know what you're looking for, and another thing I would recommend is niche down. Now, if you're doing a storage unit, like I'm kind of getting to, you can't really do that as well. But if you're hitting garage sales, thrift stores, pick a couple categories, research them, learn them, and become an expert in them. And like for me, that shoes was and still is one of my favorite things. I learned a lot about shoes.
Yeah.
And so I can go quickly scan.
Yeah.
And I know know what they're worth, what they're going to sell for. And the other thing is you got your cell phone, right? And you can go to eBay, go to type in the item, the brand of the shoe, the style number, and then click the condition used, click sold, and then you can sort them high to low, recent, however you want to sort them, and see what they're selling for. See how many are available versus how many have sold,
unsold,
which gives you the sell-through rate, so you can see about how quick it's or how long it's going to take you to sell it. And with that research, you pick up a pair of shoes, and I would say bundle, pick up a couple of things and take them up there and say, hey, how much? And give them, always have them give you the first price, right? And then counter negotiate. Like when we first started, Clay really struggled with that.
I'm not good at like, non-selling situation. I'm reluctant to send food back at a restaurant if it's screwed up or something. I'm like, I just don't like even though at the garage sale it's not conflict, I'm not good at asking for stuff for me, is what he's saying. And so he would be like, here. So sometimes I give him things, or one time finally the RC, the Gravedigger. I thought it was pretty good, and we walked back to the car, and he was like, well, you're not going to go back and get it. But he's like, don't start at whatever. He said, walk up and say, how much will you give me? Because it had a sticker. Real nice people, and they labeled everything. I think maybe the sticker was like 15, and in the end I got it for 12. He was like, go for 7. So I think I said 8 or something, maybe 7 or 8, and he was like, well, it's 15, and so we settled on 12. So I felt pretty good, but you got to learn to haggle. And most people, like you said, they just trying to make extra money. We've all gotten our money's worth out of our stuff, whether you've used it or not.
Yeah, remember the garage sale we went to up in North Dallas somewhere, where you've got like a Ralph Lauren wool or cashmere?
Oh, yeah, that coat. I still got it. Yeah, I know. So I got an old travel makeup case for $3. I got a cashmere
Ralph Lauren. I think it was in the blue or purple label. Like this thing is worth over $150.
And then
you got it for a couple dollars.
A shirt or something, maybe 3 things. And I was like, oh, and then like a Star Wars DVD, because I was trying to rewatch all of them.
Clay loves the DVD.
Yeah. I'm always if there's a hey, I don't have cable or internet at home, and I can only watch The Office like 50 times, literally. Love you, Jim and Pam and Dwight. But so
hold on. So here we got a comment from the artist
Mickey. Yeah, Mickey? That's my friend Mickey.
Mickey says state sales and garage sales for sure. You have to know how to pick so it's not overwhelming. What's your best pick, Mickey, at a state sale or garage sale? What's the best thing you've picked up? I'm curious to see what other niches people look for. Like I said, shoes. Gosh, now it's everything, right? Electronics, especially vintage electronics. Ooh, I get excited. There is good money. You would not believe VCRs will go for 50, 60, 70, $100, depending on the brand, the model. And people will sell them for a couple bucks. It's
receivers.
Easy.
I mean, you name it. Like,
I have a whole shelf full.
That garage sale early summer is in a guy's driveway down this way somewhere. And you got 4 or 5 components. I don't know if you're picturing it, but like we had to park across the street in an apartment complex or something.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that guy? Yeah. And he picked up, and then maybe the same day or a couple weeks later, these people, this older couple, maybe they're moving out of their house. Remember the speakers? We moved the old giant entertainment system.
Oh, that was the 8-track player.
8-track player or whatever.
For $80, $90.
Yeah, and this guy gave him a great deal or whatever. And I
got it for 2.
Yeah, and I had learned enough by then to be like going, okay, if you're not getting it, I'll get it. Some of it
also, Clay was waiting.
Yeah, because it's that deal. Like I said, now we help each other out or whatever, And but also here's a thing to be careful. Just because you think it's cool, don't buy it unless you're gonna use it. So like the 8-track deal, that seems super cool. And I'm saying like, man, I got my 1 8-track tape or 2, a Cheap Trick and the Bronco Billy soundtrack, which I listened to a ton as a little kid, and a clock radio with an 8-track. But I'm like, why do I need an 8-track player? No, I'm in it to make money. Sure, I went on a binge and bought like 4 windbreakers last week on eBay, but they're windbreakers.
Well, he's buying windbreakers on eBay.
They didn't cost
I'm
much of
buying
their
vintage electronics.
you know, but they're for me, but I'm gonna wear the heck out of them, you know. And they like this one is Park Ridge Runner. Thought it was cool.
No, it's
but
cool.
like I'm trying to I've learned.
Well, this shirt right here, this is a Mark Edwards shirt. I got this at a storage unit, right?
Oh, nice.
I could have sold it for nice money, but I'm like, hey, it's my size.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about the reselling life, guys. It'll save you money too, right? You'll find things that like these shirts. This probably cost me 50 cents for a Mark Edwards button-up shirt, and you find all sorts of stuff, especially in storage units.
Yeah.
I found brand new silverware that was in the packaging.
Hey, Flippin' Hustler. Hey, man, thanks for watching. Love your channel.
Hey,
he's my second
Hustler.
subscriber.
Okay,
he does some good live stuff too. You'll like him.
He said, new watcher here. My best estate self flip was a pair of early 1960s Carhartt duck jeans.
1960s.
I picked them up for $2.
$403. Holy
that's the hustle of the week. Well done, Flippin' Hustler.
Yes, that's our man, and I think Minnesota. I know you're up where it's cold, and you're working in your awesome basement.
Yeah, that is sweet.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, no Carhartt. Now, and talking about Carhartt, that's a good brand. Good pair of pants. Like I saw a lot of pants. Carharart. Just wanted to look for.
Their pants and jeans still?
I don't know if they do tops.
Do you know Flippin' Hustler? Are they
just pants, or do they also do tops?
Yeah, I hadn't thought of.
Like I don't do as many tops, but now I'm getting to the storage units.
Yeah, but he was starting to learn the jeans. So that's one thing. Be careful not to buy just for yourself unless you're gonna, like I say, gonna use it. I've bought some stuff at thrift stores, hoodies. I'm a jacket person. That's my deal. But I'm paying like $2 to $6. Another thing that helped me get better at sourcing was, I guess I was judging not to say the people, but the stuff, like going, that's gonna sell? Like those are ugly shoes, you know, because it's not my style. And it took me a month, and we would talk about it, and then finally it was like, I don't know, like I maybe didn't buy things at garage sales because I was like, it's just ugly. You know, he's like, dude, they're gonna sell. Oh, the best was we went to that garage sale.
Which one?
Or it was a thrift store garage sale. We came back with these boots.
Oh yeah.
They were super dirty. And so here's how we did some summer garage sales. If it's shoes or thrift stores, we'll just buy a bunch, and then we sit there in the back of the car. Yeah. And we flip a coin and we just do a draft. Well, we'll look stuff up. So to be fair, to be like, oh, these are 50, and we'll create piles.
I don't look it up. Clay wants to look it up.
We did some, a couple, because we were like, this is good. But so define listen. Okay, thanks, man.
Yeah, we'll check it out.
But these boots seem super dirty, and I don't think he even thought they were going to be worth as much as he listed them. And then we got back here to his house and looked up, and you're like going, holy crap. And I'm not saying they're like $100, but it's like, he was like, oh, I paid like a few bucks, and they'll sell for like 15, 20 maybe. And in the end, they were like going to be 40 or 50. And they were beat up and stuff, but I've just learned they're good like hiking boots or something, you know?
Yeah, I do really well in hiking boots. Cowboy boots, Casey's. I sold several pair of Casey's, 175, 250. Cowboy boots do really well.
A ton of Justin around here. That's what I have at home. I've not come across like super big time brand, the KC or others, but Justin still sell. You can double your money, triple, maybe more. But to me, I'm okay if I'm just doubling at least, you know?
And that's another point, right? Like everybody where you're at, you have certain advantages, right? We're in Texas, in the Dallas area. So there's lots of cowboy boots, a lot of athletic wear, a lot of different things. So figure out what are the advantages. What do you have around you that other people don't have? We do have a Nike clearance center. I have done retail arbitrage. Even though I'm not doing that currently. I don't like to tie that much money into it. But you know, I've bought new Nikes for 40, 50 bucks, and I've sold them for 150. But you are tying up a lot more inventory. Currently, I'd rather spend $100 on a storage unit.
Yeah.
And I've bought 3 of them now. The first one, we went it together for $10, and I bought one for
with the second we did together.
70. And they have fees, so it's a little bit more than that. And then 100.
We did 10 and then 50 55 for the
Something like
second,
that.
55 each.
So about 200 total, and
And then his
I
third one.
probably have, this is in the past month, I probably have $2,500, $3,000 worth of sales. I sold a Salvatore Ferragamo belt. Probably mispronounced that for 100 and 120. I mean,
nice. Which unit was that in? The one I helped him empty out.
Yeah.
The third day of the. You can see the video of this. The one he bought on
Yeah,
his
that
own.
was in
I
the
just
Nike.
worked for him.
I call it the Nike
The
unit.
Nike unit. Okay.
Yeah, this last storage unit I bought it probably, and I don't even have them all listed. I've been working on it for 2 years. I had 80 pair of new dead stock, brand new Nikes in the box, and I've been selling a couple a day on eBay and Poshmark. I sold a pair today for like $59.99 plus shipping. So storage units are great. If you want to learn about storage units, check out Wade's Venture. I took his course for $129. Actually, Clay and I split it. And we're both checking it out, and I learned a lot. It's really valuable if you want to get into the storage unit game. But we were talking about garage sales. I still love garage sales.
Yeah, I miss it. I've not gone.
Yeah.
That one before Christmas. There was one by our school. Here, I'll tell you real quick. So I had no business shopping for months, you know. And then finally, like I say, November I got going or whatever, and I've done decent. And I'm catching up, and I haven't bought anything in a month or more. But there was one by like what, a 2-minute drive maybe from our school.
Real close.
And I have fourth and fifth period off, so we had like a meeting, and then had to go get food. And on the way to like wherever I was going, 7-Eleven, to get a bag of chips and a Coke, it's like, oh, it's right here. So I went in, spent the whole lunch and a little more of my free period. I'd made my copies, done all my grading. And so I'm texting him like going, dude, you got to come up here. And it was like a couple older family members had transitioned on to whatever's next. And the mom and daughter, they're just selling everything at like unbelievable prices.
Yeah.
So he came back he went after school. I went after school to pick up my stuff and got more. And I spent, I think in the end, 300, and I should make, I don't know. I've listed some and maybe sold. I mean, I've listed a lot, but it's going to be like triple or quadruple my money. And for you the same.
I've already made. I spent 100. I probably made.
You bought more shoes.
400 or 500 at least.
Yeah.
Like UGG boots, Justin boots, work boots, Looney Tunes vintage Christmas ornaments. I just sold that this week for like 15. Not a big sale, but 15. But I only paid a couple for it.
And it was just so exciting. And it's when you come across those, it was just so exciting because it's like instead of hitting a bunch, we both went home with just boatloads of stuff. Like I said, I'm still catching up or whatever. I've got the hard goods, but like these, they're called like they're like little travel toothbrushes. I think I bought like 8 for $8.
Right.
And I've maybe sold one for like 20 something. I could sell those for, if I just sold them for $10, that's I'm 9 timesing my money.
Yeah, 10x.
You know, I mean,
10x.
Yeah.
I always say 10x.
Yeah.
Here we got a good question. I like this question. The artist Mallow.
Yeah. Mickey Mallow. Check out her work.
The $1 million question is, where do you store everything and how do you keep track of where it is when you sell it and have to find it fast? Tips. Okay, that's a great question. And that was actually, it's on one of our topics. So that's under inventory management, right? So for me, my garage, in my garage, I have shelves. I buy the shelves at Walmart. They're like $39.99.
Yeah.
And they're about 6 feet tall. And you can put 8 of the big plastic bins, like they're 18, 24, 18, roughly, like they're big bins.
You got to get the deep shelves. I made the mistake of not getting the deep ones at first. So
so you get the deep shelves, like right?
30-something inches
and
deep.
It's real simple. Like I do for all of those shelves, the big bins, I put A1, and that's the first one, then A2 the second. Right now I'm up to A58. Yeah, I've got like 58 bins, 3 rows of shelves out there
in a 2-car garage, no cars.
Yeah, and I'm getting close to running out. It's going to be find a storage unit or a small warehouse pretty soon. And this is the way I do it. I know a lot of people do spreadsheets, but when you list it, right? When I list it, I put a little SKU number, like on eBay. There's an SKU field. If it's on Poshmark or wherever, just put your bin number, like when I list it, I put it, like if it's a shirt or a pair of shoes, I'll put it in a plastic bag. I'll put it in my bin, and I'll just put that in my SKU or my description, like A1.
Yeah.
And then I'll put a dot, right? And this is for me. And then I'll put the price, right? Like I put A1.250. So that tells me when it sells, I'll look at the description. I know it's in bin A1. I know I sold it for 250, and that helps me when I do my books too, because you're taxed on the profit of what you make, right? So I know what I sold it for, and I know where it's at. And it doesn't mean sometimes things still get lost. I had a big problem this week. I sold an item on eBay. It was electronics for 90 something dollars plus shipping. And here's the other thing: when you sell it, when you cross list, that's great, right? But you got to make sure you delete it off the other platforms. That don't. I guess I sold it on I don't know, OfferUp or somewhere, and I forgot to delete it on eBay, so it sold on eBay. I didn't have it, and that's a problem. You don't want that problem. But anyway, back to your question. That's the way I do it. In my jewelry, I have smaller bins, and they get the B labels, and they're on a different shelf. It's the same process: B1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. So that's how it works for me. If you want to know like organizational tips, check out. Is it still Daily Refinement, or is it a Reseller Life? It's Chris. So look up. No,
Chris is
in California.
That's
he's really good on the organization. But those bins are simple, and I don't have to do spreadsheets because I like to keep things real simple personally. And that works 99% of the time. Every once in a while, something will get misplaced.
And that's for your hard goods, right? Too everything.
Yeah, well, everything except for big electronics, and I have shelves.
Yeah, he has
shelves for that.
So then I do it different, somewhat. So I'm, like I say, I don't have near as much. I'm blanking on the term, items to sell or whatever, And so I bought a bunch of in my apartment. I have like 500 square feet. So sorry, Mickey, you decorated the apartment. It was awesome. A lot of the things
it's artistic
have come down because there's shelves everywhere. But I have some bins. But what I've started to get into, I met a guy at a garage sale when I was out sourcing on a Saturday when I get confident enough to go alone in the fall. And I like to, like I said earlier, I'm creating my eBay listing. So if I'm selling water bottle, right, I'm going to find a box that it fits in. I'm going to pack it so I can measure the box, weigh it, put that in the eBay listing. So it's all done. I don't have to stress about it. And then on the end of the box, I'll just write what it is. So right now, and I know some people, I read it was this post I saw on a reseller Facebook group, and I sent a screenshot to him because this guy, he has workers, 90 something packages in one day, and it was electronics I figured out by reading. So they just have everything organized however, and they don't like to box up before because it would take up space. Well, for me, a lot of the things are smaller, but I'm collecting boxes from you name it, I'm finding them. And it's just so far, it makes me feel better so that like tomorrow I need to mail something and I can just go find it, take it off the shelf, go to Pirate Ship, type it in, print the label, at my apartment or at school or whatever, slap it on and mail it. Now for the shoes, I have some bins. I have some shelves where they're just sitting on there. But since I have more shoes that I've got to process and close, once I get those listed, everything's going to go in bins. But I do have some really fancy shoes that I was able to source, we'll say. And I don't really cook. So those are in a kitchen. 3 kitchen cabinets have nice shoes and boots.
But here's the thing. This is why I keep telling him.
And I put a label on the outside there finally.
Like he's making enough money, like he get a bigger place because it'll allow him to upgrade. But
I might add a storage unit because online they're like $13, but probably 2-bedroom apartment this summer, and one bedroom and the living room, and probably some of my bedroom will be shelving.
All right. Okay, let's look at a couple comments here. Flippin' Hustler again. He says it gets tricky. I use totes, shelving, and clothing rack. And since I'm always in my workspace and constantly in contact with my products, I pretty much know where 800 plus items are. I have misplaced a few things over the years, though.
Super impressive.
Yeah, that's good. And by the way, check out the Flippin'
Flippin'
Hustlers
Hustler. He's
page.
good
Subscribe.
videos.
He's got definitely got some good content there.
You can see his space too behind him and his shelves.
And let me see. Ali Oe, no, we're not gay. Are we gay? Not that we have anything against people, are we're just two guys that
We're
like
happy.
to resell.
If you mean gay, like happy, I'm very happy.
No. I have a wife. She's not home. She's working a basketball game. But
okay.
All right.
I kind of just this is my cousin here.
Stevie.
Gucci shoes right next to the Girl Scout cookies.
Resourceful.
Yeah, so I'm selling Girl Scout cookies for my.
Well,
for
here you go. You should put that in the promotion. Buy a pair of Gucci shoes, get a free pack of Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, I should actually.
There you go.
That might help. Yeah, because there's no Gucci shoes, but I do have 4 or 5 pairs of Jimmy Choos, Christian Louis Vuitton, all these great shoes that are gonna make me boatloads.
Right.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, help us out. This is our first live chat. We're just trying to fill it out. Just a couple guys sitting here talking about reselling and whatever else comes to mind. Feel free to shoot those questions. That always helps. So what were we talking about? We were talking about sourcing before we got a little sidetracked. Garage sales. Garage sales are our favorite.
Yeah.
Thrift stores are good too here in the Dallas area. Like one day I went on a 10-hour thrift store marathon. Oh, it was amazing. I think I went to 9 or 10 thrift stores in that time period. I went on a sale day when they have the color tags. And I literally had my whole freaking Prius, the whole hatchback loaded down. And it took me, in fact, I still have some suits from that thrift haul that I don't even have listed. Because suits, now here's a tip. Suits can make you good money. Ralph Lauren, there's other brands, right? But they are a pain in the butt to list. You got to get all the measurements on a mannequin. But when they sell for good money. I've probably sold 7 or 8 or 9 already from that thrift haul about a month ago. Maybe a little bit more than a month ago, and they'll sell for $40, $50, $100 plus shipping. So the return is really good. They're long tail items. They're going to take a while to sell. So
we also, on a day that we both took off from work, because we have plenty of days and we use them. So we went to Fort Worth, right? Yeah. Oh, we started at the bins. Did we start at the bins?
Goodwill bins.
We can talk about that in a minute.
Oh, that's a great.
So here, we'll talk here. So we'll talk about that in a second. But we hit the bins, and then 6, 7, 8 thrift stores, Goodwill / Salvation Army, other local ones, all the way. So we're down 30 miles south of Dallas or whatever, downtown, let's say, and we just kind of worked from downtown Fort Worth back his direction or something, and hit 7 or 8 or something, and then they had a draft on shoes in the back of my car.
Yeah, we probably had 60, 70. We're talking about Allen Edmonds, Uggs, even Clark, certain types of mules, Dansko. There's a lot of shoes that are bread and butter, like Dansko mules. Skechers, the shape ups, man, you'd be surprised what those go for. I've sold those for over $100. And so you can, if you just are consistently hitting thrift stores, garage sales, you can do a full-time living just from thrifting. Absolutely.
The bins, you want to talk about the bins?
Yeah. So the bins is just the Goodwill outlets, and there's placed around the country.
Not every city has it, unfortunately.
Not every. North Texas, we have one in Fort Worth. In Fort Worth, Texas.
Hi, Jay.
In Fort Worth, Texas. Yeah, we'll get that question in a second, Jay. The Goodwill outlet in Fort Worth, and what it is, man, and a lot of people are scared of the bins, and it is a little different, right? You go in there, it's not like a regular Goodwill where things are on the shelves. These items are in big bins.
They're 20 feet long by, I can reach across, but 5 feet across.
About a foot and a half deep.
And they roll them out.
Whole rows of them.
You have to stand behind, and there's a clothing section, and there's 5 rows probably of the clothing, or maybe 6 or 7.
Oh, just had a Poshmark sale.
And then they're 4 or 5 long, and then we've not really hit. The few times I went, first went maybe in the summer or fall, I can't remember, and they're open every day, And so I've gone 3 times, I think, twice with him, and I went once on my own. And we just grab like not every shoe, but if it seems decent, I learn the brands now as I'm talking.
Well, here's the thing: they sell it by the pound.
Yeah, yeah.
It's $1.49 per pound. So if they're lightweight shoes, it's a pound or less, right?
Yeah.
So you're probably averaging $2 to $3 per pair of shoes. And I have found shoes there that I've sold for well over $100. Not many times. A lot of them are over 50, but a few over 100.
Yeah, but a lot of 30s, 40s that you'll take because you're like, it's 30 off of 50 cents. So what we did was when we're together, or even when I was alone and he was alone, you get it's like a shopping cart where
watch your shopping cart.
Take hand sanitizer, or I've worn like the surgical gloves, and you just grab the shoes. Some people are looking for toys. I mean, it's, you name it. It's because it's the last stop, right, for all the stuff before they go to or is it the first?
Like some of it is things that don't sell at other Goodwills go there. I know that happens. I'm not exactly sure where all
I don't know, but you just pick, and so we'll end up with like a bunch of shoes. You try to find both, but what we were able to do together or even on our own, you end up eventually finding some of the shoes, the match, and then other times you're like, oh man, this is going to be like you know, even if you have to look it up, you find a shoe that's going to sell for like $70. You can only find one, and you're like, mother.
Oh, that's
and you're
worst.
like, so then, and when we're together,
I found Tory Burch out there twice, and I've probably only been 4 or 5 times. Like, this is the problem, and it's a good problem for us, right? We're in a really good place for reselling North Texas. Like I said, garage sales year round, tons of thrift stores. Estate sales are a little tricky. Sometimes you kind of have to wait. Sometimes you got to kind of wait. I don't know, but you can still find good estate sales. And then storage units. Gosh, I lost my train of thought. But
the bins.
So the bins. So yeah. Don't be scared to get down and dirty. And just
it's fun.
And there's clothes there if you're into clothes. Like I'm into clothes, but it would take forever.
At some point.
To me, I go and I hit shoes. I'm in and out in an hour.
Or I might get clothes for me if I'm just going to go sometime. But like I said, so there's different people looking for different things, and they bring out new rows every hour? Right? So you got to stand behind these lines.
And watch your card too. People will steal your stuff.
Yeah. So when we went and like had to use the restroom, we just watched it. So if you go to the bins, also, I've been told this, take like a towel or go to the clothing section, find a sheet, put it over it, or whatever. So it's kind of like, this is mine. Yeah.
Let me add this to Jay. Yeah, let's answer this. Yeah. We'll tie in what you're saying, Clay.
Hi,
Jay. Jay asked this question. Hi, just happened to see this. I'm very new to reselling tips for a new getting started. They're in the Midwest, right? Well, there's lots of options, Jay, but is there a Goodwill outlet near you? Google that. Goodwill outlet, Goodwill bins. If there's one near you, all right. So if you're a newbie, there's a lot here, right? What I would say first is actually try to sell things around your house that you don't want. Sell on eBay, Poshmark, kind of learn the platforms, how to ship, how to list with things that don't cost you much, right? So you kind of learn it before you get into it too much. Then venture out into garage sales. And I know in the Midwest, like this time of year, that's not going to happen. So maybe the summer. But if you have a Goodwill outlet or Goodwill bins, you can get that stuff there really cheap, right? Per pound. Learn a niche. Like maybe you want to get into jeans or pants or men's shirts or shoes. Do your research. Go on eBay. Look up solds and find out what's selling so you'll know what to look for. Also take your phone with you when you're going to thrift stores.
Charged.
Basically, you want to get into items cheap and it's okay making $15-$20 profit on an item.
Yeah, it's a few bucks
at the beginning, and then as you get more and more experience, then you'll get a little more picky. Your ASP, or average sell price, will start to increase. You want those $50, $60, $70, $100 items. Ooh, I'll get excited to think about. I want to go garage selling, dude, or go get a storage unit. Woo!
But we have no business doing that yet.
No, I've got a death pile,
which is another topic. So, like you said, also, I just thought, do Salvation Armies have outlet stores?
Salvation Army, in my experience, they're not as good, but
but so just hit, like you said, don't be afraid to. But the key. So if you're watching, like, take your phone. I don't have my phone, but And when he first showed me, it seemed so complicated and scary. But you just go to eBay. If let's say you have some pair of Nikes or Justin boots, you type in Justin and the little number in there, the code, right? The style number. You sort it or sort by used, if it, used item. Then you look to see how many are listed, active listings, unsold. Then click on sold, and that'll click the completed, and then you can compare. He always, and I've learned sort highest with shipping. We both have people pay for shipping. We're not big enough yet to do free.
There's different
models on that. Yeah. Or I also like to look at what's sold. I've gotten into what is sold recently because you need to know the market. And a couple of offers I've gotten for items, they've pointed that out.
Oh, I love this comment from Patty D. Hit the thumbs up and don't mess with Texas. That's right. Don't mess with Texas, y'all.
Yeah, remember Texas Treasures. Like, subscribe, Eclectic Elephant with an F, Eclectic Elephant. Like and subscribe, please, to both. Hit that bell. But
these are you in Texas? Where y'all from? In the comment section, let us know where you're from. Yeah. I know Jay is in the Midwest. Did that help you any, Jay? Like where are you at? You say you're in Newbie. We want to help you.
I feel new still, so I'm willing to message me. Seriously, I'll help. However, I mean, the more the merrier. It's like certain things I might not share, but most I wouldn't be doing this without him. Or like I say, the benefit. I got one of my best friends now. I always liked him, like I said, but now I wouldn't be doing this, and I'm going all in. I'm pretty sure, 99.9% sure, I'm going all in come summer, and I don't even have a ton of sales. I also drive Uber on the side. That's been my side hustle for 5 years. So I can always pay the bills as I continue to grow this, but just don't be afraid to go in. But yeah, I'm curious for everyone.
And here's the thing, guys, right? I know reselling, sometimes it can be lonely, right? A lot of times you're by yourself.
Yeah.
But the whole point of YouTube is, and in person, right? That's what I'm doing with Clay. Reach out, help new resellers, share your knowledge. We can learn from each other. We can get better. We can learn different niches. And it's only going to help each other, because some people say, well, don't share. You're going to kill the market. Here's the truth. Here's the truth. Now, here's a tip.
Small percentage.
Here's a tip, guys. The knowledge will go so far, but you just got to get out there. And this was one, you just got to get started. When you're new, you got to get started, because it is some work, but it doesn't feel like work to us.
No.
It's so fun. Just get started. Learn as you go. Watch videos from people that have some experience. That's what I did.
And that you like. I think that helps too. And there's a million people to watch. Like I say,
dumpster diving. Hold on, we got a good comment from that's good. Candace Ellis. That's a good comment. She said, go dumpster diving. Yeah, if you don't have any capital, right? Sell stuff around your house.
No.
Go to dumpsters. Get on local markets. People will give things away. Go into Facebook Marketplace. Here's a good tip. Say, hey, if you have garage sales and you have stuff that isn't sold, and you don't want to take it to the Goodwill or whatever, message me and I'll come get it. Some of it's going to be junk, but some of the stuff you're going to be able to sell and make profit and get yourself started. So that's a good model to start with.
What was I going to say? I had a comment I can't think now. Eric Bischoff. I like that name. You're not the Eric Bischoff, right? The great wrestling writer. If y'all don't know, then just ignore me. Just
Swan Picker. I'm sorry, Clay, I'm jumping all over you. This is our first live.
So free section on Craigslist.
Yeah.
The free ad. Oh, also.
That's a good comment, Swan Picker.
Ask your friends and family, like, hey, do you have things that you're going to donate? Like, for years, I've taken stuff to Goodwill because I figure it's helping people, right? It creates jobs. I want to get rid of stuff, because every time I move, I purge, and I've moved, I don't know, in the time we've known each other, I've probably lived in like 8 or 9 apartments. So I keep purging, right? And it goes to Goodwill, like I said, which I don't mind. But ask your friends and family. Like I said, I've gotten stuff from my cousin, and we're splitting the profits. She doesn't need it. She just wants me to be successful. So that helps me, right? I have other friends. I'm sure that if I just ask, my dad has helped me out, or whatever. So purging feels great. Go through your own place. So I've sold, my first sales were running shoes that I had, because if you don't know, like a lot of cars, right? They have the same car, the Honda Acura every year, but they tweak it, right? So I tried the next year's model in running shoes, didn't like it, hated that they changed something. Maybe it's supposed to be better, but it wasn't better for me. So sure, I took a loss in a sense on the item. The good thing about that is that'll kind of help with my taxes, because I paid 130 for the running shoes, sold it for 65. But I don't look at it as a loss. On the taxes, that helps. But it was $65 that I made from my own closet. I just sold a pair of running shorts that were like the super short ones, like the pros would wear. When I bought them, don't ask. I don't feel comfortable in those showing that much leg. And I made
good
money.
Comment. Some good comments. Some good comments. Thanks, Crazy Dreamers. We're a little nervous, a little awkward, but like reselling or anything else, when it comes to YouTube or anything else, you just got to get out there and do it and learn as you go and get better. So that's what last time, Clay. We're just gonna get out there and do it.
Yeah.
Look at Candace Ellis. Some of my biggest sales have been Christmas presents that I did online.
Yeah.
We won't tell anybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there you go. Get that money, sell it. Eric says, what you have to auction?
A lot of Pat
D's.
D's. Well, Pat will be back
talking
in a
to
few.
Pat.
Yeah. I feel like, thanks, Flippin' Hustler, for inviting. Yeah, Minnesota. That's what I thought. Inviting a bunch of your, I guess, subscribers and or
we
friends.
really appreciate that.
Yeah, 11. Hey, this is awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, go through your own. Ask friends and family. The Craigslist, the free section. You can always drive around on bulk pickup day. There's a guy I was watching. I unsubscribed. Not that he wasn't good.
Oh, that got me. I'm sorry, dude. Hold on. I'm running over you, Clay.
That's okay.
At the Flippin' Hustler, he says, LOL, Candace, is there a statute of limitations on those deals? Talking about reselling the Christmas gifts. That's good.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna do it, but like the thing, I'm trying to think what I got this year. Like from
your
a cousin.
dad's not watching the stream.
No. Yeah, I'm gonna flip one good thing he's giving me. No, not that. Not the clay mobile.
Yeah, he's got
help me.
The caddy mobile, the clay mobile.
Dad helped me just pick it out or whatever. He knew some people, so he helped me get a good deal.
So here's a secret. Clay's been doing so well reselling. He now owns a Cadillac.
I'm a Kia, and we're wealthy teachers here. He has a family, so he got the house and pool. No, I really just have saved up, and Dad knows the people, so it helped me get a deal. But like my gift card, I'm not going to use it. It's to a running store. I asked for it specifically for Christmas. I could probably flip that online, right? I mean, go through your stuff. You know, people encourage that, whatever experts say, go through. If you've not worn something in X amount of months, you're probably not going to wear it again, right? So get rid of it. Go through. I don't know. I mean, there's just a million ways. You can also, as he said, buy stuff and then do the research and then sell it, flip it again online, right? You know, I mean,
yeah. Pat D says, okay, welcome to YouTube. Open invite to come on a live, come live on my channel next month and share your story. Thank you, Pat D. I think we'll probably take you up on that. We appreciate it. We'd love to talk with you, collaborate on your channel. Anyone else wants to collaborate?
Yeah, Pat D's, I wrote it down.
All right, definitely.
Let us know. Yeah, I'll watch for sure.
We'll definitely click over, subscribe, and check out your channel.
I actually really, that actually gave me goosebumps. I really appreciate the compliment there. That actually does mean a lot. He said, y'all are doing great.
Well, thanks for, I think we're pretty hard on ourselves, but
yeah, both of us can beat ourselves up. But I'm having fun, so you know.
Yeah, that's the thing. We love reselling. We watch a lot. We consume lots of content. Let's get out there and share a little bit.
Source, we covered the bins, Goodwill,
inventory a little bit,
inventory management,
death piles. What about death piles?
Let's talk death pile.
Anybody down there got a death pile?
If you don't know what a death pile is, if you're just a friend or new person, that's when you buy a bunch of stuff, but you haven't listed it. Maybe I'm not saying like you've had it a few days. I'm saying like, let's just say you bought 5 pairs of shoes. That's all you've ever bought, but it's there like 5 weeks later. It's a small death pile, but that's a death pile. And like, if you've been watching, you've seen him shake his head.
It's more than 5.
Yeah, but you know, I've got a huge death pile because I bought and bought from May, and then come fall when we really started going together and I got good on my own and hitting these good sales, I'm still behind, but I've stopped sourcing at least. And I'm, like today I'm at the Y and I'm, speed walking, but I listed a couple of bigger items on Facebook Marketplace. They're on eBay too, but I don't want to ship them, and I'd rather get paid in cash too, or whatever, and make a good
Cash stash.
cash, But the death pile, it weighs on me.
Well, and here's the thing. Like earlier, I don't know if you guys caught it earlier. We were talking about tools to help you with your sales. We talked about Fotofuze to get those pure white backgrounds. We talked about Sellhound to get the listings up quicker, to destroy that death pile, and then list perfectly to cross list. All these will help eliminate those things. The flipping hush art. That's funny.
Did you see? I didn't notice that.
What's the comment?
Maybe you read it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Okay. I'm reading and he's reading,
not listening.
and the feed is I'm not listening.
But it's all over the place.
We're being like my mom's parents. We're talking over each other.
Don't bring me into your mom's parents.
No, but they would talk over each other. It's funny,
Yeah, that's probably true. Death piles. I like that.
Death mile.
It's a cash stash. That's a positive way to look at it. But it will, like for me personally, and now that I buy storage units, like when I bring in a haul, it's a big haul. Like right now, I've been working on my last storage unit for two weeks, and I still got a death pile. And I'm not going sourcing. You got to be disciplined. I used to source, because the sourcing, the buying is fun, right? We all love the buying, but the listing may not be as fun, and the rest of it may not be as fun. But it's easy to buy more than you can sell. But you learn to become, hopefully you learn to become disciplined, and that's what I've done. I don't source anymore unless my death pile is done, or I've only got, less than a week. I'd say less than a week for sure. If it's more than a week, you shouldn't be adding to it. Candace, my death pile goes a death mile. That is good.
Hi, my name is Clay. I need help.
T-shirt, right?
That is my death. Now it's a specific, group, but whatever.
Resellers. I like that. My death pile goes a death mile. Golly. Just checking up on the comments. For measurement, somebody Swansea was talking about measurements on clothing. Which, oh gosh, yeah. To do measurements, because people will message you, and it gets on my nerves. Well, I shouldn't say gets on my nerves. That's why I do more of the guy. Well, if I'm sourcing myself, I do more of the guy stuff, because guys don't want every measurement. But I get it. If it doesn't fit, then you're gonna look at a return. So give the measurement, chest, shoulders, sleeves, waist, inseam, cuff, all those measurements. The more measurements you can give, the less likely you are to get a return. So that's definitely good advice.
So just work through your death pile, and also, as we went deep before, don't beat yourself up. Just try to work through it, right? Baby steps. We're both trying to work on the whole being more positive and not letting the not psychic, but the mental part of it weigh on us, right? I'm just trying to, it's like I was thinking, oh, Saturday, man, I'm gonna have all this time to work, and now I'm gonna actually go run with my running group for the first time in over a year or something, or attempt to run, hang out with them afterwards.
Right.
Then I'm gonna go up to the northern suburbs and see my niece and nephew. So how can I say no to seeing my niece and nephew? And then my buddy Avery, you might be watching Avery. We're gonna hang out. So it's kind of like, so Saturday's gone. I'll probably list a little on my phone, like on a couple other, things. I can take some pictures tonight when I get home and then create the listing. It's okay. Then Sunday, I'm just gonna motor along and whittle through, the death pile, just start working on it.
Just be consistent. Flipping sloth.
Sloth.
That is a good name. A nice stream. I just started uploading my journey as a UK. Hello from Great Britain. Reseller. So nice to see others and how they do it. Sub. We appreciate the subscriptions, by the way. Anybody that wants to sub, we appreciate it. If you can smash the like button, it helps us out. And great job with all the comments. Tell us a little bit about that flipping sloth. What's reselling like over in UK?
Where in the UK?
Like what type of sourcing You know, what does that look like over there?
Does weather? I admit I might be stereotyping, but I mean it's obviously colder, being farther north. Some places are rainier. Yeah. Is thrift stores a big deal? What are garage sales? I
Yeah,
mean, I've seen a little online in England, like some video, but I don't know. I'm very curious.
Ooh, can we do that as a business expense? Go to
Ooh,
England,
yeah. Hey, can we
right
flip
off
in
and
slots? We'll join you and
well, I don't know how they source, but
yeah, but whatever. We'll write it off.
and here's the other thing, right? Like if you went out of state, out of town, and if you're and once again, we're not tax professionals, but if you to source, if that was your primary reason, you know, you could actually write off all that as tax deductions, and then on the side,
See, yeah, like
do a little.
like
little fun.
I've told him already. I don't know, my cousin Phoebe, she's in college
Ah,
and she's still watching, and I'm gonna go see. She graduates in May. Congrats! And she's kicking aspirin.
good job. Phoebe.
And in 3 years, you know, which is I think very impressive. And I'm gonna go see her before she graduates and then go back for graduation. I'm gonna drive. It's about a 8-9 hour drive into the south where she is. And I already told him I was gonna do like a couple of different videos I've seen, but Raleigh Roots is one of my favorites. And they've done like road trips. So I already thought about that, but I didn't actually, even though I use, oh, here's a great app. Mile IQ is what I use. And I have it set up so it's going all the time. So like you can classify certain drives. So I can drive, it knows my apartment, it knows where I work. So it does that as a personal drive. It now knows his address, I think. And if not, so me driving down here to make this video, this is business, right? So I get to write that off. Now driving back home to Dallas, it's not, that's fine. If I wanted, maybe I should turn on the Uber app, see? And even if I don't get a passenger, I can write off the miles. So if I go see Phoebe 9 hours away, I could write off a decent number of those because it's to see her, but I'm going to take like a couple of days to do the 9 hours and hit thrift stores.
Okay. Letitia, thanks for the sub. We appreciate that. The Flippin' Sloth says we have charity stores, which are your thrift stores.
Okay.
And I do a lot of car boots, interesting, which is like flea markets. I think I source at auctions. All right. Flea markets, that's another good place to source. Car boots. Interesting.
I like that.
I want to go to a car boot.
There's one of our friends at school. She's from England. We need to impress her tomorrow and use
car
the
boot.
term.
Yeah, we have a teacher.
So car boots
those cars
equals
bloody Bose car.
I'm writing this down. Equals flea market car boots.
You could ask her if she got her outfit at a car boot. Well, see, if you knew her, she's very stylish.
Yes, she'll be like
very well dressed.
Yeah.
She'll probably kick us.
Yeah. Our traders stores are tiny compared to the Goodwills you seem to have. Okay. Are there a bunch of the thrift stores? And also, those of you watching, what is the thrift store scene like where you are? Where are all of you, Leticia and the others? I'm curious, do you have a bunch of them? Is that what you source at?
Oh, look, we got more information.
Flippin'
Slaw says we call the car trunk a boot or a book.
I think the book should be boot.
I think boot of the car.
Boot of the car. Oh, so just
here we call that like a serious hustler selling out the trunk. You are a hustler.
Yeah. Like I heard about, I guess you told me or someone did at some of the flea markets in the back at that one where we might hit when we have enough to go sell there that they just sell right out of the back of the car.
I like this name too. Landshark Picker. Great name. What part of Texas are you in? We're in the Dallas area. Yeah. Dallas area. What are you in
Where
Texas?
Are you? Yeah. Landshark Picker.
And Letitia, Letitia, what part of Texas are you in? Just curious.
Texas, yeah.
Landshark Picker is in Birmingham. I've been to Birmingham. I have an aunt that lives out there. 15.
That's my cousin is not in Birmingham, but she's in closer. I'm not going to say the name of the school, but she's in one of the other Mobile,
South Texas. Okay.
So
nice. We like going down. I like going down to South Texas.
Michigan. Flipping particles. Nice. I like that. That's kind of like your. In my head, you're a reseller, and you know about electrons or something like that.
Yeah, here around Dallas, there's a lot of Goodwills. We have Texas Thrift Town.
Thrift Giant.
Thrift
Thrift Giant. There's
Giant.
one by me I've hit.
That's one of my favorites.
And a lot of local.
Yeah, a lot
like
of
near
mama
me,
pops.
I'm over this area called Lakewood, just east of downtown Dallas, an older part, and I've come across several, just the one off or whatever, and decent size or whatever. And so it's like, and I picked up this jacket, a cool one. No pun intended. The name is Cool, Kuhl. And I just stood there with my phone and I looked and I got it for like $8 or $9. I didn't have my teacher ID. I could have gotten a discount. They didn't. They wouldn't take just me on this school website. It's worth like $70, 80 or something, So I was like, I'm gonna add that to when I get to go source again, and when I'm full time, that'll be like almost a daily, every other day stop, because it's right up the street from me.
Well, and that's the thing. Like when you're talking about thrift stores, if you're lucky enough to have several in your area, pick a schedule, do a route, different days do different ones, but hit it consistently, right? Because you can go to a thrift store and yeah, it's best to get there early, but they bring out new products all the time. So just be consistent. If you're consistent with this game, the reselling game in general, garage sales, stick with it. Thrift stores, storage units, estate sales, just stay consistent and the results will come. I promise you, they will come. Yeah, Cole is a great band. Big cool band too, but definitely a cool brand.
Cole, maybe it's Cole.
Cool.
Yeah. Land Shark Picker drove from Birmingham to McKinney about 2 years ago. Yeah. So I do appreciate, I don't know if it's the same 9 watching. I'm just going to keep saying that because I really do appreciate. I know we have some people I feel like early, like one of my friends, Gabi, he's probably gone and is playing video games or something, which is fine. So I do appreciate,
And we thank everybody for stopping in.
Yeah.
Flip and Slop, I'm curious. So you don't have garage sales, very rarely estate sales, but obviously as old as England is, like
the stuff.
Yeah. Do you ever come across really old antiques? Like,
how do you find it?
For here in America, we've only been around since 1776 when we split away. And I love vintage and antiques, so I can only imagine how cool would that be. I bet you could find some really cool stuff.
Like some chair that's like 600 years old.
Oh, wow.
So I'm wondering where do you?
Well, that wouldn't fit in the boot of a car, though.
Yeah, no, but like, so
can it only fit in the boot of a car?
So where do people find that? Is the online stuff bigger, or is it auctions? Like, is that a big deal? So instead of people going to the Goodwill here, do they have to go to auctions, and are the auctions for all items, or prices?
No, we're intrigued by UK reselling.
Yeah.
And that's the cool thing about reselling is, I mean, it's a good side hustle, and it can change your life, right? And you get out of it what you put into it.
Yeah.
You can make an extra couple $1,000 a month. I mean, you can go full time. It's just amazing. It's, to me, my channel name is Texas Treasures, and it's treasure hunting. And I think that's why I like the storage units even more than anything, because you don't know what you're going to find in there.
Yeah.
And whatever we find, may make Clay put it on a wig or whatever.
That's my role, kind of. I'm the eclectic elephant. That's yeah. He even, I think, and I'll say, I can't remember what his YouTube channel was first called, but a few weeks ago he changed to Texas Treasures, and I think it fits because, especially as he gets into the storage units, he likes the alliteration. About the same time, we both came up with our YouTube channels, and I was like going, mine actually came up in class one day. I said, excellent something another, and I wrote down, I was like, ooh, excellent whatever, and there's just so much here. And so what did Flip and Slop here? She wrote, right? Okay, so I believe the difference is in the USA, people appreciate things more that are 150 years old. However, in the UK, we mostly don't care about old stuff. I'm not saying I agree or know about that, but I almost can see it because of your country's super old.
Yeah,
Everyone's so used to it, or they don't know that it's 300 years old. They just think it's maybe like we might make it. That's 60 years old.
Yeah, and maybe that's why we like it here because we're not
Yeah.
as old. I don't know. And Letitia, thanks for being hospitable. We're glad to have you. Not a problem.
Sorry for the cough, people getting over a cold. And Jay, you're in the Midwest, right? I can't remember you said a specific state or whatever, but yeah, summer great for garage sales. And like I can imagine, I've only really been to Wisconsin in the summer and in Chicago. And I just know when I did this before I taught, I did this promotion. The company was based in basically Milwaukee. And man, when I drove this truck back, we had been in Texas, drove it to LA and California, came back here. My partner was living here, so he just stayed. They wanted me to drive it back. I get up there and they're having some company event outside, and they were like, "We live outside." So I could see garage sales being great in the Midwest because everyone wants to get stuff out, and the amount of time they have is probably shrunken.
Yeah.
Whereas here, we could go on this app, what's it called? Yard sale.
Yeah, yard sale.
Yard sale.
It's a good app for finding garage sales.
It links to Craigslist. And so I've been looking. Neither of us have gone in a while, but we were like, "Oh, did you see that there's some garage sales?" And it's like,
I don't even let myself look right now because I'm focusing on killing my death pile. Because if I look, I go. I can't control myself. All right, I got some comments. Let's catch up on them. Jay says it's snowing now in the Midwest, but in the summer there are lots of garage sales and rummage sales. But it's nice up in the summertime. Here in the summer, it is miserable, over 100 degrees, many days.
So yeah, where again are you, Jay? Maybe we need to do a road
trip.
Because like I said, it's nice in Wisconsin in the summer.
Letitia, appreciate it. Appreciate the compliment on the name. Eric says, missed your guys' introduction. Have to go back and rewatch unless you want to share it. Well, we can reshare it. Yeah. We just started introducing, well, here it is. So this channel, we plan on doing this probably weekly. And just kind of do seller updates, what's going on, hit on current topics and reselling. And then we kind of talked about like our journey as resellers. Clay's been going since last summer, basically?
But really, I didn't start until he was about to, maybe literally.
I was about to give up on him.
Yeah, like I and we had this talk in the car.
He likes buying stuff.
What, a couple of, before Christmas? Yeah, it was before Christmas. We went out on a Saturday. That day where I got that Titanic model for $2 or whatever, that Saturday. It was actually, I got this Titanic model for $2. It'll probably sell for like 60. And as we drove away from that sale, we actually like I said, we've gotten super close just through this. And I think I said, like, I appreciate you sticking with me, whatever, because we've talked about doing stuff. Like, we hadn't really talked about doing a YouTube together or this, but we were talking like, oh, maybe in the future, like, it still might be our own companies, but like share a warehouse space or this or this. And he was like going, dude, he's like, I want to at times give up. And he's like, but I'm so nice, and he's so encouraging, whatever. And he knew that I wanted to do it, whenever as we got closer. But like, and he said, now I know you can do it, whatever. Like I wouldn't be sitting here with him, except I finally got my butt in gear, and because I knew that he was pushing me, but not like harsh, like just as a good friend, like a brother. He was just that like, do it, dude. I've shown you the tools. Get freaking started. And then when I did, I've gotten
starting to get results.
Yeah.
Once you start getting a few sales, you get addicted. You see how you can turn $2 into 50.
Yeah.
You can 10x your money, and then you start to get hooked, and then it's all over. Eric, I don't know. I've been reselling about 3 years. Started on Poshmark in May of 2017. Kind of restarted on eBay in August of this year. As a matter of fact, this month I hit top rated seller. So I'm real excited about that, growing the eBay. I had a video recently about my sales on Poshmark. Poshmark I've grown into a nice little stream. And we talked about the differences between Poshmark and eBay. I've sold on Mercari, I've sold on Grilled, I've sold on OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace. Local sales are good. You don't have to ship, especially the bigger items. Sold on a lot of different platforms. Now I've done some Amazon FBA, but I've kind of niched down to mostly eBay and Poshmark and some local marketplaces, just because it's hard to keep up with the inventory. People message me in all the apps, and you got to really have your inventory system down. And so for me, between eBay and Poshmark, that probably covered in Facebook Marketplace and maybe OfferUp, that's going to cover most of the markets. I started selling. I started sourcing at garage sales, which I still love. You can get a lot of value at garage sales. You just got to know what to look for. Do quite a bit of thrift stores too. Do a little bit of estate sales, but they tend to be more pricey.
Yeah.
I mean, I know if you go on the last day, or sometimes, like I did find a vintage fishing lure there at one. I paid $3 for it past a summer ago, and I sold it recently for 100. I think it's on eBay. I want to say it's like $140. It's like a vintage fishing lure in the box. So you can find some things at estate sales. And then over the past couple of months, I've started getting into storage units. Took Wade's Venture, which is a real good channel to check out. Wade's Venture. He has a storage unit course. Now the thing about storage units, it is more physical work because you bid on storage units that people are no longer paying on. Sometimes they're incarcerated, locked up. Sometimes they pass away. Whatever the story is, and then the units auction those out either in person or online. And the winning bidder wins them. And I've done 3 of them, and all 3 have made really good money. The last one was filled with Nikes. I've got hundreds and hundreds of brand new Nike headbands, new Nike shoes in the box. A lot of them are like 20 years old. It's like new dead stock. The second unit, which Clay was with me on that one as well.
We split that one.
Yeah, we split that one. That one's good. It was loaded with Nike athletic wear, Adidas athletic wear, Ralph Lauren.
Yeah, Ralph Lauren, Blue Label. Blue Label, right?
Yeah, so much stuff. So, I mean, it is a little bit more of a gamble when you're doing the storage units. But if you look at your little clues, the upside is so high. But they're all good, right? I still love garage selling and thrifting. That's what I was talking about. I need a couple of listers. I need a system where I can go out and source all day, and I'd be happy.
Yeah.
I'll bring it to the eventually warehouse.
Yeah.
Get my crew to list, to prep, to ship, and I just source. That's the long-term goal. And as far as this channel, we just want to talk reselling with people like you guys. We thank all of y'all for stopping by and commenting and sharing, and just collaborate and learn from each other. Try to share the knowledge to help all of our games grow, because we all know something that can benefit others. So that's kind of the intro there.
Yeah. And like I say, I'm jumping all in, and I don't have that much experience, but I'm pretty sure come June, I'll grow my eBay store. I think I'll be doing decent on Poshmark, and I'm going to leave teaching. I'll sign my contract, and probably midsummer. I feel confident to that Eclectic Elephant on eBay, and my YouTube is going to be very eclectic, with resale and some other friends, characters. So please go over to Eclectic Elephant. I admit my first couple of videos right now aren't very good, but I have some old videos I made that I guess I need to put them up or whatever, and let them meet me, Larry. I have a friend, Larry. So Larry might show up in resale. So he'll read some other comments.
All right, yeah, we got lots of comments coming in. Thanks for the comments, guys.
Yeah.
Flippin' Sloth, our UK reseller, is talking about she's southwest of London, about 30 minutes. Very nice. Flippin' Hustlers comment, everything is possible. You just have to believe and take action. Like I love that.
Yeah.
I do believe it's a positive mindset.
Yeah.
It's 20
growth mindset.
Yeah, it's growth. It's 20% knowledge and 80% effort. And then just being persistent.
Like this, we're doing this.
Yeah, we don't know what we're doing, but we're doing it.
Yeah, I had a previous YouTube channel this summer or whatever, and it scared me. For 2 years, I was telling them at dinner, like 2 or 3 years ago, I was like, man, I know I can do this and do something with it. I didn't know exactly what, but I was like, I can do it. And some of that, it might sound stupid, but my students are like, Mister, you should be an actor. You should whatever, because I act real goofy and weird. I love to make my kids smile like he does. We love our students. And so I was just like going, I can do something on YouTube. So I just made myself do it. And some of these videos that, like I said, I have in my phone that I'll put up here soon on my channel that aren't necessarily resale it was fun. I did a live deal even or whatever.
Oh.
You know.
Yeah. It's just getting out there and doing it. Here's another interesting comment. Flip and saw eBay and Facebook Marketplace. I'm curious what that'd be cool. Facebook Marketplace over in London. Eric asked about Amazon. I was doing Amazon for a while. FBA. Yeah, and this is the thing. I know a lot of people can kill it, and I had some good sells there, but there's just something about it that doesn't seem very personable. I know it's nice to put things in a box and ship it and be done with it, but and Amazon sells faster than anything else, right? There's no doubt about it. So all for that, but for me, it just seems impersonal, and that's not the style I like anymore. I've decided I'm not going to do Amazon, at least for now. I'm all eBay, Poshmark, and local sales, but Amazon's definitely a great way to go. Flippin' Sloth says a lot of my old stuff sells good on Etsy, but it all sells to the USA. We like the old stuff.
Yeah, I guess.
Flippin' Sloth, come on now, hook us up. I sold baubles from 1900 to USA on Etsy, old flower press. That's great. That's a great market. And all right, so there's another related topic, right? When you're on eBay, global shipping, right? You if you're not selling internationally, you're missing out on sales. There's two ways you can do it. You can do the global shipping program, where like here in the U.S., somebody buys it, we ship it to eBay, and once it gets to eBay, we're done. Like they take care of the rest.
I didn't know what that is.
They then ship it. If there's any damage to the item, you're covered. So there's that program where you could, and I've just recently signed up for the global shipping program. I've always sold it myself internationally. I've really never had a problem, and I've had quite a few sales shipped internationally.
I have to send that my Bolo, the projector, is going to the UK.
Yeah,
that's my first international.
There you go. Maybe the Flippin' Sloth
ship. Yeah,
Flippin' Sloth ordered it. Yeah. Flippin' Hustler, Wade is good people, definitely. And if you're interested in storage units, check out Wade's Ventures. Check out his training course. I think I was the very first person to sign up.
He was like, Brian was like, bam.
I know, and here's the thing: don't be scared. Like once you get a little money to pay for education, it shortens your learning. Like you can get everything you need on YouTube, but it'll shorten it. Right? He has over 100 training videos. I paid $129. And the deal was the first 5 people got his phone number, so I communicate with Wade. If there's a storage unit I'm not sure about, I can call him, I can text him, and we kind of go back and forth. So that was really valuable. Wade is definitely good people. Eric also asked, you guys close to Grimes Finds? Yeah, he's here.
He actually, his warehouse. So I was looking at. Sorry,
go ahead. I've been hogging it.
Yeah. I was watching some of his videos, and it said like where his pickup was for his auctions. It's like probably
in McKinney.
I thought it was Garland.
Oh,
well, at least this auction, maybe where he stores it or something. But so I don't know. Either way, we go up to McKinney. So like I said, he's 30 minutes south of downtown Dallas. I'm like 5 minutes east. We source all over together and separate or whatever.
Yeah, we're all over.
We're pretty close to him. I would think at some point if we keep doing storage,
we'll run into
him or whatever, just somewhere. Yeah, it'd be cool just to.
And we're new to the storage game.
Yeah.
I mean, we've combined only bought 3, just barely getting into it. But I'm sure we'll bump into him. And he's a much bigger, bigger presence.
Yeah.
We're barely starting out.
Yeah.
Letitia says I sell on Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari. I've sold on all 3. I've sold on Mercari. This is my problem, and because I was running into the thing I don't like about Mercari is that like we're at eBay, you can go through your listings, you can search them. Even in Poshmark, you can filter by men's, women's, the brand to find your item. On Mercari, like I had hundreds of items on Mercari, but if I sell something on eBay and I need to take it off of Mercari, it's hard to find it.
Oh,
it's
so you had to just
in the butt scroll forever. And so I was getting items that were selling that had on Mercari that I'd already sold, and I was getting dings on Mercari. Matter of fact, I haven't even told you, this week they deactivated all my listings for it, and they said that I could reactivate them, but basically it was a warning. So I'm leaving Mercari alone for now. And I've had over 100 sales on Mercari.
Until List Perfect has that.
On List Perfect
with this soul, so it'll deactivate.
Yeah, I could put my inventories at List Perfectly and manage it there. That's what I need to do. or until Mercari gets with the program. And I mean, it's a great site. It's easy to list on, but they do need to make it more seller friendly, where you can find your items and delist them. So right now, I'm just doing eBay and Poshmark primarily, but that's good, Letitia. What do you guys sell primarily? What are y'all into? I know the Flippin' Hustler. It seems like it's clothing. What do you guys sell?
He sold. I'm trying to think. What Flippin' Hustler? What was it I watched when I first watched your video after we both commented on someone, and he was my second subscriber. Remember, Eclectic Elephant. If y'all want to go watch, he'll type it here in a second. I think someone asked.
Here we go. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna spell it.
Eclectic. Let's see. Yeah. Now look at me.
So you picked a name
now that he
ECTIC. Eclectic.
Yeah. ECLECTIC. I know now. I'm like, God, should I?
Well, I don't want to.
I maybe should change it
too.
No, elephant with an F. Remember?
Oh my gosh.
That's okay. So here, back to what was I saying?
And Jay has a question too.
Where were we? Good people. Oh, well, one thing that I was gonna say that someone said earlier, dumpster diving, different laws in different states. Because I was watching Rockstar Flipper, also a good guy. He has a course, like a $40 thing that I'm gonna pay for because he seems very nice and helpful. And young dude, younger than us at least, killing it. And he just said, make sure you check the laws, because I was ready to hit like some North Park Mall, right? Good mall, and some others around in our Metroplex. And I looked in Texas, looks like it's illegal to dumpster dive.
Okay.
Because I was like, now what I am going to do, also saw though, is try to look maybe for boxes and bubble wrap. I think that might be okay. Yeah. And I might,
especially boxes.
Yeah. So.
All right. Jay has a question. I want to learn to turn $2 into 50, like you said. Have any quick tips for making sales on Poshmark? Definitely, Jay. And I have a whole video on that. You can check it out. But Poshmark is different than eBay because there's a social element to it. People can share your closet. You can share their closet. You can like items. You can bundle things. They have theme parties where you can share. And when you first get started, you do want to follow a lot of people and share a few closets. But here's the thing. This is what I've realized, and people waste time doing all that stuff. All you need to do is share your closet religiously, at least 3 times a day. Actually pay a person to share mine. Mine gets shared over 4,000 times a day. And I have, I average 10 sales a day doing that. And before, when I was just doing it myself, maybe 500 times, I get a couple sales. But there's a direct correlation between sharing your closet and the sales. Also sharing the parties, especially the 9 p.m. party. It's about 41 minutes from now. That's when a lot of people are on Poshmark. It's after dinner. They're on their couch. They're scrolling. And here's another thing. When they like your items, you have the option of going to that item and sending private offers to your likers, where you offer them a discount, 10%, 20%, 30% off, and reduced shipping or free shipping. Send those offers. I send 20% offers all the time. I get several sales a day from the offers. Just price your items a little bit higher, because most people want to negotiate. So if you expect to get $10 for an item, maybe you list it at 20 or 15. Just kind of build that in, knowing that they're going to bundle. And the other thing, I also do some wholesale jewelry, some fashion jewelry, and I do 3 for 30 bundles. Anything that's priced $20 or less. I put this in all my descriptions. If they add 3 of them to a bundle, like a package, then they can send me an offer for $30 and I'll accept it. And I get several sales a day. But the single most important thing you can do on Poshmark is share your closet.
Now, when you say 4,000, if here, for example, if he was selling a phone, is this being shared 4,000 just that, or
no?
All your, that's what I thought it was together.
So, yeah, it's and I have about 1,000 items in my closet.
So 4 times a day.
Yeah.
For a total of, which is huge though.
Yeah, so they do it about
what he means is ideally 4 to 5 times a day is what I feel like. People like, oh God, one of my real nice lady, my 3rd subscriber the other day, I can't think, she lives in Washington. she was saying in one of her videos, 4 times a day while
Yeah.
she's on her lunch break, because she's a
Consistently.
part-timer, like morning, night, and her lunch or whatever, she tries to get to 4 a day.
Here's another tip. You got to be aware of the seasons, right? What's going on.
Oh yeah.
And obviously, Kobe Bryant passing away is really sad. I mean, it's tragic. Him, his daughter, and his family. It's really sad. I used to coach basketball. Played basketball. Love basketball. So it's sad. People are buying Kobe gear right now. So if you're outsourcing, if you see it, it's going to go for good money. I sold a pair of Kobe Bryant shoes last night that I had in inventory for about a year. Also, Super Bowl. Now, we're running out of time to get it shipped, and maybe locally on some local marketplaces if you got San Francisco 49ers or
Chiefs.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Vintage. Because I was watching some video, and they're talking about like 1990s old starter jackets.
We've been calling Flip and Slop a girl.
Sorry, I saw that.
Man.
So I'm reading the feed off of the camera. He's reading the comments off of the feed that's maybe a second behind. But sorry about that. Sorry, mate. I know that was the worst English accent ever.
Yeah, Flippin' Hustler. When persistence meets opportunity, the result is deserved. Like, I love it. Dang, Flippin'
You're
Hustler.
like those posters with a cloud and like a rainbow, right?
He's the reseller poet.
The reseller.
That is a great
The
name.
reseller.
Oh my gosh, I just brainstormed it. The reseller.
Writing it down.
I don't know. Maybe it's just
reseller
late.
poet.
Comment below. Is that good or is
He's been
that a
up
bad
like
name?
since 4 a.m.
5. Got to get up, pull the orders before going to school. Flip and Slaw. You go ahead, Reed.
That's another thing. I'm weird. I enjoy listing and shipping as well as the sourcing. So I'm trying to make that. So when I finally got started, I can enjoy the listing and shipping because it doesn't actually take that long. That's why I beat myself up, because I'm like, mother effer, meaning me, like list, because I use on some of the hard goods, I do the sell similar, right, on eBay. That creates, it uses their listing. So I try to find the best listing, and then
about to jump in. He knows
right, and change a few things, right, but then I like to box it up. Like for me, that makes my brain feel calmer, and I put it. So I'm trying to enjoy the listing because it's just me. It's just him. We help each other a little on that. Like at one point, since he's bigger, we've talked about, he has some help. His son and one of his a local caterer, like what mows the lawn, right? But I'm like shipper, and I might, when I go full time, I'll probably work for him some, so I have some income. But it's like I'm trying to make it fun so that it's not a beat down.
Yeah, and I think you just got to realize that listing is part of, eventually it's going to turn into money. Letitia sells clothes, shoes, handbags, and home goods. Those are all good categories. You're welcome, Flippin' Hustler. Flippin' Sloth, he got the pronoun right. Says dumpster diving is legal in the UK, but you may get trespassed and removed. So you get dirty and get a trespass. Oh, here's a good one. Flippin' Particles. Oh, that's a good name. I was saying goodnight and missed why your items were delisted on Mercari. Can you share? Okay, so Mercari, it is a good platform to sell on, and I was listing. I went through a stage where I was trying to get my items listed on as many platforms as possible, because the more platforms, your sell-through rate's going to increase. You're just going to sell it faster. So I was going eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, OfferUp. I use Bonanza, which is easy. Bonanza links to your eBay. It syncs 5 miles at one point, Facebook Marketplace. But the problem is when an item sells on one platform, you got to take them down on the others. It's easy to take it off of eBay, pretty easy to take off of Poshmark. Mercari is not easy. Like if you have me, like me, you're over 1,000 items in inventory, and there's sellers way bigger than me, right? But even 1,000 items in inventory, with Mercari, you're just scrolling, right? There's no search bar. There's no inventory item where you could type it in and to find it. So scrolling, it takes time, and time is money in reselling, as you guys know. So I was having too many items that people were trying to buy on Mercari that were old items that I hadn't taken off because they had sold on other platforms, which is my fault. But I will say Mercari doesn't make it easy. So I guess that percentage had gotten too high, and last week they deactivated. Now my account's still active. they delisted my items and they gave me a warning message. Basically, it's like a warning, like, hey, you're screwing up, pissing off too many customers. You can relist them, but beware that your account's in jeopardy. So I haven't relisted any of them, and for right now, I'm just going with eBay, Poshmark, and local apps until Mercari makes it a little more seller friendly.
When you read comments, you'll see it. What about on, so I just listed my first couple of things on Facebook Marketplace. I listed a big old rug. I do have it on eBay, but it's 10 by 14. So and I know that I would need to fold it down and make a U shape, right? So I added extra. I have a PO box, and I talked to the people there how I would do it, and I might even have one of them come over. I'm friends with them, pay them to help me box it. But if I could sell that on Facebook, it's better for me, of course, cash and all that. So if I have that on eBay, how does that work on Facebook? Because they're not paying me, like online, right? So you're just saying the danger of Facebook Marketplace is it sells there and eBay the same day, right?
Yeah, well, Facebook Marketplace isn't going to be as big of a problem because they're going to message you, is it still available?
I just want to make sure that I'm not, and for y'all.
It's the online apps that are the problem. And thanks for that flipping particles. I didn't know. And that's the thing, you've got to keep up. I'll go and check it out. And if it's easier, maybe I'll relist. Flipping hustler. I'll flip anything I can get a good deal on, but recently have been on a vintage T-shirt streak. Nice. I know Rally Roots is big time into the vintage T-shirts, and I've sold a few.
I kind of get confused sometimes. I'm like, am I looking for the double stitch, the single stitch, like
the year?
And I need to, I need to go back and watch. Like, I have a few T-shirts. Need to, from a dumb buying day. But they're
ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. But they're worth money. Like, I got a Mickey Mouse one. It's not as good, but I just seen it on the Rally Roots video like the night before. And so I Ubered. I hadn't Ubered in months, and I Ubered when there's the Cotton Bowl game. So I drove from downtown out to Arlington, and then like, oh, there's a Goodwill like 3 minutes away. So I went. Yeah, it is. So I found this Mickey Mouse T-shirt, not in as good a condition as the one they were gonna sell. It's on their store, but it was still for it was like a few dollars. Let's just say on average, every T-shirt was $3 that day. I got a cool Muppets walking across Abbey Road, right? I looked up a few others that were actually selling. Oh, Will Ferrell, more cowbell. It's like a $30 T-shirt. I got it for a couple. I bought a couple of T-shirts for myself because, as I say, my reseller, good luck, wardrobe is very strong. So when I go full time, I'm like, here. Oh, this is a T-shirt I got that day. I just got to show this off. I hadn't worn it yet. University of Minnesota Gophers tennis, like vintage. But I'm keeping this one.
Well, that's a good thing about being a reseller. Like you can get nice things that you wouldn't want to spend that much retail for. Alan Edmond shoes, Mark Edwards shirt I'm wearing.
Your son, right? Pair of shoes you gave him when he was the one who helps him out. He needed a shoes.
Yeah, I gave my daughters the second storage unit we did. They got several deals of Adidas and Nike. The stuff that's hundreds of dollars retail and gently used from a storage unit.
Yeah.
A quarter each maybe, and was able to give it to them. So it saves you money also on things that allows you to get nice things, and no one's gonna know. I mean, other than us, right? All of us in this group will know. But you can wear nice things at a really affordable price. All right, what else we got there? I recently got a big lot of Pokemon items, such as old Nintendo games, cards, and other bits for £2. Sold most of it for about 150. Nice. Yeah, no Pokemon cards, and some cards are nice. Well, here's a little interesting story. We're teachers, and this Clay's planning on it being his last year. It might be my last year. I might have to do one more. I'm just trying to pay off a little bit more debt from the reselling, but probably about 5 or 6 years ago, one of my students, she was like a star athlete, star track, star all the sports. Clay coughs into the mic there.
Sorry about this cold.
Sorry for blasting yours.
Killing me.
And she told me, she goes, Mr. Vint, my cousin is Adrian Peterson, and he's a star, Hall of Fame running back, football player. And I was like, okay. And she came back from Christmas break. And when I told her, I'm like, well, yeah, give me a signed rookie card. And she came back from Christmas break, and sure enough, she had a signed rookie card, and she showed me the pictures of him on the cell phone on the camera. And sure enough, it was him. And I looked at the signature, and it matches his signature. And that card, I currently have it. It's in my safe. I think it was like $400 several years ago. You know, I may keep it, or I may wait till he goes into the Hall of Fame, and
he'll retire.
And then maybe flip it. He's not my favorite all-time player. We're in Dallas.
It's cool.
It's
He's a Texas guy.
It's Zeke right now. Yeah. Oh, the Cowboys. We got to get our lives
together.
We
can talk about that.
Yeah. All right. We'll stay reselling.
Yeah.
But I guess that's another point is that sports merchandise, cards. I don't do a lot of cards, but
if you know the
market. Well, I did find some at a garage sale a couple months ago. I found new sealed basketball cards. And I got them for like $1 or $2 each, like a case. And I sold like 3 of them for, I don't know, 40 or 50 bucks. So you find all sorts of things when you're outsourcing the garage sales, guys.
Sometimes just take a chance if it's a few bucks. Because just think what you spend eating out or shopping or, you know what I mean? Like, just take a chance. I have crap that I shouldn't have bought on my own. I was in Tulsa over Thanksgiving, seeing friends and watching friends run the marathon. And I went to several Goodwills. And so I took a chance. I think I bought like too many Clarks. Some aren't going to be, I paid like maybe 4 to 6, and maybe I'm going to sell them for 12. So it's not a big profit, but it's momentum.
Then it depends on what type of Clarks. I've sold Clarks, men's like the Chukka boots, 40 or 50 bucks.
But I bought ones that I now looked it up, and I'm like,
do your research, Clay.
Yeah, I know.
Do your research.
I'm learning. I just assumed kind of.
And we probably got about 5-10 more minutes, guys. We're gonna have to shut it down. But here's another. Thanks, family too. Welcome to the channel. Ask, are you from Dallas?
Yes.
And do you buy storage options online or go and buy them there? Yes, we're from the Dallas area. And yes, both. Well, I'll say both. I haven't actually gone to the live ones. Yeah. I do. Gosh, I forget the website. I pay a subscription to
Locker Fox.
No, that's the online one. There's one that they give you the local ones and the caravan one where you go to a bunch.
You told me that.
And I was gonna go to one, but the day before I bought one online.
Oh yeah.
Either I bought them on Locker Fox, I bought them on storagetreasures.com, there's storageauction.com, there's Bid13.
You can Google, there's a bunch.
I bought 3 online, and all 3 I've made good money on. But I mean, you got to find your clues, and you got to kind of set a price that you're going to pay. And like the one I bought, the second one, I saw several Adidas shoes, Nike shoes, Adidas tops, Nike bottom. You could see them sticking out of bags. And I saw
he texted me because we were teaching that day, and we're not on the same hallway. He's like above me, and he's like, "Hey, you want this one? I'm going to do it." And I was like, yeah. And we spent 55 each, and it's probably going to be like 1,200 to 15.
Yeah, it was a great locker.
Yeah, but all the units that we bought online, Garland was that one, I think. No, the first one was Garland, maybe. No, Lake Highlands was the few bags. Then Garland, and the other one I helped him with. The third one he bought, and I helped him with it, and he paid me, was Pleasant Grove.
Yeah.
So he's south of town. I'm near downtown Dallas, but yeah.
Okay, so you can do both, family too. By the way, guys, thanks for being here. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the red subscribe button. If you hit that bell, you'll be notified when we go live or when new videos are dropped. Smash the like button for us, and we appreciate all the comments.
I'll go live on mine as well next week, probably, so we'll have both going.
Flippin' Sloth says, I have a strange gut feeling I get when I see random items. It's like Spidey sense, but for money.
Yeah.
Almost always right. I don't scan items and score. Dang.
Good for you. I need to learn from you. Do you have a channel to watch? Right? I mean, you have videos? I'll watch.
Yeah, check out the British accent, the Flippin' Sloth. Letitia, good night. Thanks for being here.
Good night.
We'll catch you next time.
Yeah.
Happy treasure hunting down there in South Texas. Probably a little bit warmer than up here. It's kind of cold tonight in the Dallas area.
You say I don't want to look outside. And the people in other places are like, really? They're like, really? It's like 0 here in Minnesota, and it's 45 here.
Flippin' Hustler, thanks for the compliment. It's rough, but we're just going to do it. We appreciate all your inspiration. Thanks for everyone that shared this, got the word out. all the comments, the questions. It was a great collaboration. We definitely look forward to doing it again.
Yeah,
we'll talk about it. We'll probably next week sometime.
Yeah.
Got anything else?
No. Does everybody have a fantastic Friday? Like using the alliteration there.
Fantastic Friday. We're definitely working the alliteration.
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday is garage sales.
Yeah.
You know, it's probably a little
Not
cold
for us,
here. But we got to go teach.
Teach. Yeah.
The funny thing is, a lot of my students, like I kind of share this with the young entrepreneurs, and like you can actually teach them how they can take allowance money.
I talk about it
and become, do this business. Age doesn't matter as long as you can go to thrift stores. They can get their parents to drive them around. I wish I'd have got started in this at a younger age, but.
Yeah, I have a student. He's like, I want to invest. And I'm like, I appreciate that, man.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Thanks, Jay, for watching. Reach out, like I say. We'll both help. However, we're not experts, but I feel like I've got a decent grasp. And like, just watch other people. Like you say,
consume the content.
Check out the other people here in the feed. I'm gonna go see if they've got stuff. And
we'll check you guys out once again. Check out the other videos. Got playlists. I've got one on Poshmark. I got some on storage units, and we're just
these are good.
We're figuring it out. The recording, editing. It's a work in progress.
Mine's really.
I have a playlist where you can see. Now here's a good tip, guys. I have a playlist of I've been doing this for several months now of what's sold, items that I've sold. I do it weekly, sometimes daily.
Yeah.
And you can look to see what's selling for me, the profit I'm making. So if you're kind of brand new to reselling and you want to get an idea of what you can look for when you're sourcing, check those out. Once again, thanks everybody. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, smash the like button. Thanks for all the comments. Good night and happy treasure hunting, and we'll see you next time. Also, subscribe to Eclectic Elephants
with an F.
Yeah. All right. Good night, guys.
It was fun.
That was good.